Hi guys, welcome. My name is Amanda. For those of you that are new to the channel, for those of you who've been here before, welcome back again into Friends and Family Today. Today we're going to be doing some simple meals from the jars, okay? In preparation for the 365 challenge, I'm going to be making a curry and showing you how easy it is to use the products that are behind us for making quick and easy meals that are nutritious and full of flavour as well. So we're going to be making a curry, and we're also going to be doing some hummus because we're going to be snacking over that 365, are we not? So, hummus. Let's do that as well. Let's go. So we'll start with the hummus, and I just use the blender to blend it all up. So high-powered blender, this is a NutriBullet blender, but any blender works perfectly fine. I'll just open up the jars. You can hear my pheasant. Okay, so just going to open up one of the jars. These were made, some time ago now, May. Give them a shake, but we're going to drain the liquid. The liquid is lemon juice as well as other ingredients. I will go back and find the link. If I did the link here, might have to do this again. So, smells pretty good. Alrighty, we're just going to drain off the excess liquid. We'll probably add some of that back as we blend it up as well. Just won't need all of it. So I've drained off most of the liquid. I'm going to pop that into the blender. So this has got sesame seeds in it as well as other spices. There are some whole cloves of garlic that have been canned as well. So we're going to blend it all up, taste it, and if we need to add some more, we'll add some more. Pretty simple. So when we start doing this 365 challenge as a family next year, there won't be any purchasing. And I can make dips using the cream cheese, and I can make cheese products as well from dairy, but I'm not sure if I can make it from UHT dairy. We're going to find out. Alrighty, let's go. So all I need to do is turn this guy on. I'm just going to pulse it. Break it up, and then we'll just add some liquid to it because we want a nice creamy consistency. Definitely not there yet. Add all that liquid back to it. Each jar's got the same approximate amount of liquid, but they have been stored for, well, close to 6 months now. So the quarter of a cup of oil is also going to get added. That's what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to use avocado oil. And keep blending it so it's nice and smooth. It's wet enough, it just needs to be blended through so it's really, really fine. Let's season that just a little bit. A little bit of salt. I think it needs pepper. That's my opinion for this one, for our family, for my taste buds. Now I really need to regrind the pepper so it's finer, but putting it through a little really fine sieve will just give me that really fine pepper added to it instead. So this is ground white pepper, which I do have to do some spice grinding. That's next week's job. It's a decent amount of pepper. I'm going to blend that back up again. So I'm doing it on medium speed. And I might put in, because I have some fresh garlic, needs to be used. It's going to be, I'd say, a teaspoon of fresh garlic into this one as well. Could add some chili as well. Just going to break a stem off. I'm going to put a whole chili in here as well. We're going to add some extra spice and flavour. There we go. Let's blend that guy back up again. On medium, see how she goes. And we are done. That is much better. So, beautiful creamy consistency now. A hit of spice, a hit of flavour. Now I'm going to actually put this into 2 of my jars. So this here is our hummus. Tastes beautiful. So what I've done is I have debubbled my jars just with the spoon going around the outside, just removing any air bubbles that I can see on the outside of this jar now that it's been all pureed up and blended. And I'm going to vac seal this one, and this one I'm going to pop in the refrigerator. So just popping on my tops. I'm going to vac seal both, but one will be eaten straight away. The other one can be stored for some time. Speaking of which, the avocado is still looking pretty good. So this here is the guacamole that's in the refrigerator that has been made on the 20th of September, and it is still lovely and bright and green because this one's air sealed. Recommendations are to consume within 3 months. We are at 2 months and a bit now, so I do plan on having this one eaten in the next month. But these are the 2 guacamoles that have been blended up. I'm just going to vac seal those as well and pop those into the fridge too. So I'm just using a portable vac sealer. This guy here. I purchased mine from Aussie Mushroom Supplies when I was getting my pressure canisters some time ago now, but it's still a really good product. And every time I'm doing jars for resealing, it works perfectly. So it does normal size mouths as well as the wide mouths as well. Rechargeable, which is really handy, and cordless, even handier here. And this just lives here in the nook. You hear a change in the sound of the machine. Usually takes about 30 seconds to do the jars. We're at 26, 27. And that one's been vac sealed, ready for the fridge. Beautiful fresh hummus, lovely and creamy. This one's got added chili and added garlic. So quick and easy curry, just made with ingredients off the shelf. So I've collected some onions, some coconut milk, chickpeas out of the cupboard. I also have some salsa that's been blended up and put on the shelf. I've got spices, I've got cumin, turmeric, garam masala, smoked paprika, some white pepper, and I'm also going to be opening the prawns that were pressure canned, and we're going to be seeing what the texture of those are like. If it's okay, it's going to go in the curry as well. It'll probably go in the curry. So we'll get started. The onions have been pressure canned for 40 minutes previously, so they're already pre-cooked, which is great. So for this recipe, I'm just going to drain the liquid. I'm going to reserve that because do add some stock to this, and this will help with the flavour when I add some stock as well, which does remind me I need to go and get some stock as well from the shelves. So this will just be ingredients that are on hand, which will be good to know how it tastes come the pantry challenge as we start to run low on products. And I've got plenty of chickpeas in the drawer, so they will be useful. They are also really good for making the hummus as well, but they're already pre-cooked. Yes, I could make hummus in a jar with those. All right, in goes the onion. I'm going to make this really simple. Just going to drain off the chickpeas as well, and I'm going to save the aquafaba from that. So I'll put that aside in a different container. While those onions are starting to heat up, I'm also going to need to have some garlic powder. I'll add 1/4 teaspoon of the garlic powder. I've got fresh garlic in the freezer, but I am hanging on to that for later on for the challenge, whereas I still have quite a bit of the garlic powder. I'll get my other spices in here as well. It's a tablespoon of the garam masala, which is a mixed spice blend. You can make this up yourself also, which we do. Turmeric. This is ground turmeric. The fresh roots are growing out in the garden. I haven't dried them yet, but I've got them taken out of the garden, ready for drying. I'm not sure how much turmeric I've got left, whether that's my last container. That's the cumin going in as well. So we're just going to let them cook off just for a minute just to release their flavours, as well as 1/2 tablespoon of the smoked paprika and a teaspoon of white pepper. Season this to taste. These last 2 ingredients, the pepper and the paprika, are completely optional. That's the base of what my normal curry mix is. So we'll just toast those spices with the onion. And then we're going to add the chickpeas into that mix. We're also going to add the coconut milk as well. Now the chickpeas will need to cook down for some time, so this will actually simmer for about 40 minutes to infuse those flavours. The prawns themselves have been cooking already in the pressure canner for 100 minutes, so they're just going to get tossed in at the end as well. I'm going to add my salsa. So this is my tomato ingredient, as well as some additional heat the salsa brings, because it's a bit of a spicy one. It also has onions in it as well, and chili, all ingredients to help make a really creamy sauce. I've also just scrubbed some fresh new potatoes from the garden. We grow these all year round, which means I will have a supply of potatoes. But if you don't have the new potatoes, just cut up a normal potato into 3 or 4 pieces till it's small enough. I'm just going to add these to the curry as well, because it's going to be cooking for 45 minutes, so there's plenty of time for the little potatoes to cook as well. You can get canned potatoes, and I almost did. I've got a couple of jars of diced potato, which I will save. And these little potatoes, quite often I would put into a jar on their own. They do take longer to pressure can because you do have to cook them because they're whole potatoes instead of diced up potatoes. You've got to pre-boil them for 20 minutes before you start the pressure canning process, unlike the chopped potatoes, which can have 2 minutes of boiling as well. Also, these need to be peeled in order to safely pressure can. And, you know, they are small. I didn't feel like peeling them all. So instead, I thought this is a good use. These and salads at this time of year. Now it's time to add some stock. The chickpeas have started to break down and thicken the sauce. So this is the onion stock. I'm just going to add that as well. And because this is going to cook for about another 30 minutes, I'm going to get a pint of vegetable stock. So this here stock, which is a vegetable stock, was canned back in July, so only 6 months ago. So in it goes as well. And we're just going to let that simmer away for the next 30 minutes. And then it'll be time to add the prawns. If they're okay, we're going to find out. Okay, I've got 300 grams of peas, carrots and corn, or any mixed vegetables that you like. I'm going to be adding them to the curry as well. It's really very much a vegetable curry at this stage, vegan curry even at this stage. And what I will probably do is I will divide this into 2, because this is quite a large size for me alone. But I will split this into 2 and reserve half of it. It would be perfect to add some cooked chicken to as well, and some rice for the rest of the family. But the half that I'll reserve for me is what I'm going to be putting the prawns in. Well, at least that's the plan. We'll know when I open them, which will be very soon. So I just need another 5 minutes to cook. Alrighty, this is the prawns. I've drained them. They held their shape, surprisingly. So I'm a bit curious as to whether or not they're going to continue to hold their shape when I'm actually going to be cooking with them. Let's find out. I'm going to transfer the 2 jars into a bowl, and then I'll see what the texture's like. They smell pretty good. They don't smell any differently. Let's see what they're like to touch. If they hold their shape, that'd be great. If not... Okay, so they are quite soft and crumbly. They taste pretty good though. They taste fine. They're not rubbery. They definitely are falling apart. So they're not going to hold their shape when I put them into the curry. But they still have a lot of flavour. In fact, they're quite strong in flavour. I don't mind the texture. What I think I'll do is I'll mince it all up. As in, it's not very difficult. It's falling apart just with me using the spoon. So it's very easy to break apart. So I'm just going to break it all apart, and I think I'm just going to add this directly to the curry once it's been cooked, and then see what that's like. It's not bad. It'd be perfect to use in something like dim sims, wontons, spring rolls, that kind of food that it's already chopped up. But I think in the curry, I think this is going to be okay. We're going to find out. Okay, taste testing time needs to be done. I've put the prawns in. As I showed you, they completely fell apart as I kind of thought that they were going to. I was hoping they might have held their shape and been suitable to use in fried rice, for example. But to put into a curry, I'm pretty happy with the consistency of them, because normally with the curry, I would chop up my prawns anyway. You know, let's find out whether or not it was worth doing or not, because they've been pressure canned. But I was using the pressure canner anyway to do the salmon. So, it was just an experiment to see what it was like. Everyone told me that it wouldn't work. Well, I mean, it has worked, but whether or not I could use them whole, which no, you can't. But, seafood dumplings or other various recipes where you would dice up the meat, I'm guessing be very similar. More importantly, can you taste them? That's a cracker dish. Mm. This is mine, so I'm going to use the spoon again. It's okay. My goodness, that's got some flavour to it. Definitely taste the prawns. 100% can taste seafood in that, which is really good because that one doesn't have seafood in it, so I'd be easily able to tell them apart if I didn't separate them, which I'm going to do because my daughter has a shellfish allergy. That is really good. That's got a lot more flavour, seafood flavour, prawn flavour than I expected. The prawn meat has distributed all through the sauce. You can still feel the slight texture of the seafood. That is a humdinger of a curry. That was cooked in half an hour or so with just ingredients from the shelves. It tastes like a curry that I normally would have spent 6 or 8 hours cooking on the stove. That is exceptional. I think everyone's going to love that one. No one's going to know that came from jars. And the prawn meat, although it isn't something you need to chew, you can taste it with every mouthful. So it's not like you're eating a curry that you get a little bit of prawn here and there with every other mouthful. Or you've got to put a lot of prawns in order to get that level of flavour. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Considering this is not made with a prawn bisque or anything else, I haven't made any stock, which is what I thought I might have to do to get a real seafood flavour. That's impressive. That ain't gonna last long. All right, without it. Now that my taste buds have been tickled with that seafood, let's see whether or not it's obvious that there's no seafood in this one, just in case I was to get them mixed up. Daughter does have that seafood allergy. Oh, yeah, 100%. Completely different. This one is just my standard curry. It doesn't have that really depth of flavour that the seafood has made that one have. It's a beautiful curry because it still has all of the flavour profiles that are the same, so it still tastes the same, except it doesn't have that additional element of the seafood, which is obvious to me that it's not in there. But everything else is perfect. Still great depth of flavour considering it's curry that's been made in a hurry from jars. That is good. Mm. All right, that's for my daughter because she works really hard on a weekend. That'll be easy meals for her when she gets home from work. And this one, wow, served as it is or with rice. Doesn't need rice. It's got the potatoes. It's got the carbs in it already. My thing is to how do I put it aside so that it doesn't get eaten by everybody else in the family. Because as soon as my son tries that, because he loves shellfish too, he loves prawns, as soon as he tastes that, I know that's not going to last. It's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Meals, from the jars for the next 12 months have just taken on a whole new dimension. So will I be making prawns in the jars once again to go on the shelves? You bet I will. That texture in with those curries, beautiful. I'm just thinking of all the different recipes that I use shellfish in that doesn't get a really good hit of shellfish. I'm even thinking for the prawn dip that we make, which is made with fresh prawns, that if I was to use that, it would be almost the same texture of the creamy prawn dip. I'll be testing out Auntie Jan's favourite prawn dip as well. Auntie June, sorry, not Jan. Sorry, Jan, I know you watched this. Auntie June's recipe as well, which is a prawn dip that uses 250 grams of cooked prawns, diced up really finely, and then imparted with cream cheese. So I'm going to be doing some additional prawns into some jars and freeing up some extra freezer space before the challenge. What a great idea. I like that. Pretty good. Alrighty. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and stay tuned. God knows what other creations I'm going to come up with over the next few months. But that's a cracker. I like that one.